Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Preparing for problem statements in the Smart India Hackathon involves a systematic and strategic approach. One way to prepare could be talking to the ones who have taken that path and made a mark. Today, we are going to talk to one of the past winners of SIH and take some advice on dealing with problem statement 1412, which is data compression for backbone network. Please welcome Anisha Ghosh. Hi Anisha, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me here. I'm a fourth year student of Vellore Institute of Technology. I'm currently doing my internship in Infinite Consultancy in Amsterdam. Now, last year I had the problem statement of sending data through audio signals. I'm currently very much interested in networking and stuff. So, this particular problem statement that I have selected deals with data compression through internet backbones. As we know that internet backbones are the most important part for communication because extremely high speed internet goes through it. So personally, because I have a knack for networking, I chose this subject, and I would deal it this way with first of all delving deep into the real problems that one can have. That is, there can be network disruptions for which we would need a backup. So, my idea would be to make the images, videos, and text in a different way, use samplings for audios to be not losing their resolution, at the same time being compressed and sent over. Also, I would do the compression using a backward network of radio signal so that even if the networking falls, like it fails, we can use those radio signals to back it up for extremely urgent and critical situations. It's a very thrilling subject and extremely complex, to be honest, to work upon this, and I would wish all the best to people who take up such challenges and provide really innovative ideas to this kind of a problem statement.
Okay, so Anisha, what kind of a team would you put up for this particular statement, and what all would be your expectations from them in terms of their output, their knowledge, their know-how? So just take us through the team formation here.
So basically, SIH consists of six-member team, and as we can see, it requires extreme amount of team cooperation and team management skills. So first of all, the leader of the team should be extremely knowledgeable in all aspects, whether it's networking, whether it's coding, or whether it's a presentation, so that he or she can actually divide the work. And among the team, there should be networking experts who are really strong about their fundamental concepts of different layers of TCP, IP layers, and all. There should be someone who is very strong at the coding end so that the code can be extremely flawless and one can actually implement that in production level. The third one is presentation, which is very important. A person who should be able to explain the ideas extremely well to the judges and cater to the needs of the problem statement. Because sometimes in a team, we think that we made the correct problem statement, but the needs are different. So, like, the needs should be fulfilled by the problem statement givers, the judges, and all. So, these three things are very important to be in a part of a team.
So how do you make sure that those needs are understood and fulfilled? I mean, would you take help of some kind of a mentor or some subject matter expert? How, I mean, where all would you take your inputs from?
Yeah, absolutely. I would obviously take a help of a team member who is extremely high knowledge or certified, or a guide. For example, if you're a college student, then I think professors are one of the best guides. I would call out to the industry experts who deal with such subjects and ask them for help in various platforms. I would do my research and I would ask every one of them to do theirs so that we can have a clear picture of what we are really dealing with. and it should give them a completely clear idea and also be prepared with all kinds of different challenges that they are about to be coming up and the judges ask them. They should be completely ready and their concepts should be extremely strong. Yeah, this is how they get to know about the subject deeply and help them in their future
In this particular
endeavors.
problem statement, what do you think are the points which can be tricky, should be taken care of, very carefully? And what do you think are the, positives in the sense that those are the easier parts and, can be done in a very swift manner?
So the tricky part over this will be video compression. So basically, if you look at the problem statement, media, like if we transfer data, media, it can be text, which is usually very small in size. It can be PDFs. Now we have to look after the PDFs, the images, the videos, and the audio signals that we want to transmit. The PDFs, according to me, can be used as an image and scaled down upon maybe one fourth the size. And at the end of the backbone, we can again scale it up so that the resolution is not impacted. The second would be the video, which is one of the most important factors where people will be getting stuck. So personally, I would like to divide it into two halves, the audio sector of the video and the image sector. Again, in the image sector, I'll rule the same. And for the audio sector, I will be using sampling frequencies like sampling rates. There is equations like Nyquist Shannon or many more people can use. These help you to reduce the frequency and the data sizes and make sure that your resolution does not get affected. So this will help you transfer the data in a much compressed manner, and at the end of the backbone you can again scale it up to make sure that the resolution and the data remains fixed. So that would be my approach, but I'm sure there will be many more innovative ways to approach this.
Yeah, sure. But right now, let's go further and talk about your approach and dig a little deeper in the sense that, in terms of structuring it, how will you go about doing it? Like, in the sense that, how much work will you be, doing beforehand, before reaching the hackathon venue, and how much will you leave it for that part? Because, keeping in mind there might be changes that might be, demanded from the, evaluators. You might have to change quite a bit. You might have to discard something. You might have to recreate something. All these things would come up. So how much work will be done beforehand, and how much you will, rely upon doing it right there?
Yeah. So the amount of work that I will be doing before going for the hackathon will be the research part. I will make sure I know my concepts well, such as the theorems. I know about Nyquist Shannon, but I will make sure that I know about more alternatives so that if we face a problem about one of the approaches, we always have a backup to lay upon. Now, the second thing that I would make sure is that I'll not rely upon a single programming language. For example, if I'm focusing completely on Python, there can be some library or dependency issues. So I will be again like shifting to Java or be comfortable in other languages too, so that I can be flexible during the hackathon because it will be in a limited amount of time. We have to completely complete the prototype. So basically, create a prototype before the hackathon. It should be something which you can show people, yeah, we have thought about this, but we need more time to finalize this idea. And during the hackathon, there will be a lot of inputs from the judges to change it according to their needs or this and that. So that at that point of time, I have enough resources to change it and cater to their needs completely. That is what my approach will be.
Right. So that's, I would say, a very smart approach. So now, if you have to, give me kind of an advice on, do's and don'ts, tips and tricks, keeping this particular PS in mind, what will that be? Okay, please do it this way, or take this approach, or this is which works and this is which doesn't work. So what will that be in a nutshell?
Okay, yeah. So, to be honest, the real thing will be to carry your devices. Like, if you are trying to build up multiple different ideas, then I think your devices, like, if you want to carry some networking tools or those things, then you should have it ready, because during the hackathon you won't have any resources as such. You need to carry your own uh, devices. The second thing would be that you need to have your research done very well, so that during the hackathon you are just acting on it. You're just not thinking about anything. If this does not work, I'll rely on this. The third thing will be have a very good team coordination and have an understanding from beforehand that okay, if something does not like it's not functioning the right way, then there are other people to take care of that, and you don't overload one single person or two people in a group. You should equally distribute it, because the amount of pressure that you will be facing in 48 hours is going to be huge. So that should be taken care of. Yeah.
And any final words on the final presentation, because that's a make or break thing. All your hard work culminates into one particular presentation, which will make you win it or not make you win it. So any final word on how that presentation part should be tackled?
Yeah. The presentation should be having extremely neat and clean figures of what data you are getting. So it should not be in vague paragraphs, or it should not be like, yeah, we did this. It should have literal figures. Like if I'm getting this many bytes in this many seconds, I am transferring in 5 bytes in like that. It should have exact figures, so that when the judges see the presentation, they know that you have done your research well, and also that you have proven it to be a right one. It's not just an idea, it's a real thing they can rely upon. So that will be very important.
Okay, I think that was a pretty good advice. So before we wrap it up, I'm very keen to know it from you about your experience in the past hackathon that you went on to win. So how was that? Before signing off, let's share that particular thing with our viewers. How was the experience?
It was extremely challenging, because again last year also we had taken up the same thing, the similar topic basically about networking, and I was the team leader last time. So it was very difficult to understand which people to take in a group. And then when we are in the hackathon, it was 3 to 4 rounds of scrutinizing groups and giving advices by the judges. So to change the prototype according to their needs was very tough, because we had to act in a matter of seconds. There were many other teams. It was extremely like highly competitive environment, and it was so productive. Everyone was doing their best, and yeah, that was my experience. It was amazing, and it will be once in a lifetime experience for all. That's for sure.
Good to know that, Anisha, and you were able to overcome all that and come out as a winner is a wonderful thing. And our congratulations to you, and we wish you the very best for your future also. And we would like to thank you for joining us today and sparing some time to discuss your ideas, your thoughts on this particular problem statement. I'm sure this is going to help our viewers quite a lot, and they'll take some cues from what you had to offer. So, Anisha, all the best to you for your further life, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Preparation for SIH is not only about technical skills, but also about effective teamwork, communication, and problem solving strategies. Approach the Smart India Hackathon with a positive mindset, a willingness to learn, and the determination to contribute to meaningful solution. Wish you all the best.